The following podcast is a Dear Media production.
Guys, welcome back to Probably a Podcast. We are in an extraordinarily chic, fun, cool studio that not a lot of people have access to. I had to pay so much money to be here. No, we are at Sofia with an F. The F stands for phenomenal. We are at her gorgeous, gorgeous apartment. I'm pretty sure you said I was the first podcast guest here.
You are the first podcast guest. I'm just gonna charge you half.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna hit you with a Venmo request.
Oh, you're gonna hit me with that friends and family rate.
By the way, Shannon and I have been gossiping, talking, drinking for 3
stop.
hours. So this is about to be the best episode you've ever heard.
Keep being like, is there a chance you can put, like, she kept telling me when she saw me, like, hey, I do have other obligations after your podcast. I have a hard out. I'm like, perfect. Is there any chance you could push that just a little bit?
And we did. And we did, though.
And we keep doing that. Okay, so welcome to the podcast, Sofia with an F. The F stands for fucking phenomenal. And I'm just so happy to have you here. I obviously am a fan. I love you. I'm so glad that we're finally meeting in person. As I assumed, we are absolutely kikiing the fuck out of each other and just like loving every second of it. So it's just been really fun, and we're here, and it's great. And your apartment has the sickest view. She's at the I don't need to say where you live, but like you just have a really good view.
Yeah, this is a hotel. She's staying at the Mondrian. I'm like, well, actually, I live here.
I'm like, she's literally living her best Sex in the City Samantha life. Like, it's really sick. And
oh
I
my
just
God,
like really love it. I feel like we did rent some sick ass studio.
Oh my God, thank you so.
You're welcome.
What was I gonna ask you? Oh, you were saying like we've been kikiing it off, which is so like beyond accurate. I feel like you kiki with everyone though. Like I feel like you get along with fucking
I do love to kiki.
Everybody though.
I get along with fun people. I do enjoy a fun person. I will do it. I will do it. It's like my cross to bear. I will pull things out of people, but like, oh, it's so exhausting. You know what I mean?
It is really exhausting.
But I can kiki with them all, but sometimes you really have to pull the kiki out, and I don't want to have to.
Did you have to pull it out with me?
No, honey.
It was no pull out game.
She opened the door and the kiki was there.
I'm like, here's your wine that I literally poured to the rim.
That was crazy behavior. She poured my wine glass. If you're watching this on YouTube, she poured my wine glass up to here, like literally up to here. And I thought, that is so presumptuous. I'll never finish that. And then anyways, I'm like, I need a refill, Sofia.
The thing is, I don't really drink wine.
You had it on deck.
I had it on deck, but that white wine was only open because, by the way, I've been single for like 2.5 months since everyone's asking.
I've been following, and by the way, everyone is wondering and asking, and I've been following. I have a lot of questions for you, but okay, like post breakup, you had a little white wine, and you just need to be ready to host at all times.
So I wasn't drinking the white wine, but I had a guy over, and it's like the first dude I've had over post breakup.
All right.
And all we did was make out, but the white wine, we like opened it for him, and he like grabbed the glass.
What'd you drink?
But it was for you. I'm so sorry. It wasn't for him. It was the white wine was for you.
We're on the couch. We're making out. This is for me. I'm the guy. I was here last night. It's me. Surprise.
But it was like, so we were making out. Oh, he grabbed the wine, and it was like covered in dust, and like, but that's not embarrassing.
A little dust on the bottle. Do you like listen to country music? Do you know that song reference?
I love country music. I know that song. Idea. Like, no.
It's a really iconic song that's like, there might be a little dust on the bottle.
Can you like share me on your playlist?
Absolutely.
Because I love country.
We're gonna Nashville you yet.
I need to go to Nashville.
Got to.
And stay with you.
Yeah, welcome to. Like I literally, we'll do another swap. I have a podcast studio. I will, again, give you the friends and family rate.
Thank you so much.
No problem. I'll share my Venmo. It's totally fine. Okay, wait, go back to the guy. So, like, what was it like first guy post breakup? Like, what are our vibes? Are you still thinking about your ex? Or are you just like, nah? I mean, it's tough.
I mean, I wasn't thinking about my ex whatsoever.
Love.
And I haven't for like a minute. If I'm being completely honest, but I want to ask you a question. We're making out on this couch.
Okay.
I'm like, we had sex right here.
I'm just perfect. By the way. Perfect.
Oh, was that a pew?
No, it was Dorito, I think. But maybe he was redheaded. Maybe it was a pew.
He wasn't, but like I wish he was. I wish it was like I could.
Wait, I could see you with the redhead.
Really?
Yeah,
like Prince Harry.
Yeah, someone like that.
Okay, I love that. So we're making out like heavily, and I have been hooking up with the same dude for 2 years, mind you.
Yeah, you have to like
I'm like relearning, and then he has to go, and this was totally on accident. My hand goes across his lap. I feel a boner.
Obviously, you guys are making out heavily.
So I just said it. I was like, "Oh, you have a boner?" Are you not supposed to say that? Because he goes,
no, you can't. It's just like so like, oh wait,
like I'm in fucking
you have a
middle
boner?
Shannon was so like, it made him embarrassed and insecure, and then
Yeah,
I like wanted to take
like,
it back
because you said it like, oh my god, like how embarrassing. You have a boner. Like you're literally dry humping him. Of course you. Look at you. Like of course he has a boner. Like oh my god, you should be offended if he didn't.
Okay. Obviously.
And you're like, you have a boner?
I think it was
like,
just
yeah,
like...
in a trust fund. What about it?
He didn't say
dumb
that
questions?
part. He didn't say that part. That's why he had to leave. But I didn't say it like I'm like surprised. Like obviously he's going to have a boner, but I just... Maybe because like I would point that out with my ex. I don't know.
What did
but
he do?
I
You
guess
felt like really. I get that going from like having a long-term boyfriend and you're like man, and then you're like oh wait, I have to be like this cool, mysterious, sexy girl again. I forgot.
Right. Well, and obviously I actually need to do that because me saying oh my god you have a boner was like not the move.
What
so
did he what was his like actual reaction like verbatim like? Like what? Like was he like? I gotta go. No, it's just like you like. I just like. It was like that.
He goes. Yeah, but I can see in his face he's frantic, and he goes, yeah, well, I'm wearing, like, really thin pants right now, and I'm like, wait, you don't have to explain, like, yes, it's normal you have a boner, I just pointed it out, because, like, that's dope.
No, like,
that's cool.
By the way, sick boner. If we're talking boners, fantastic one.
That's how I know I'm kikiing with a guy.
Yeah.
Boner.
By the way, boner.
Oh my god, we're hitting it off.
Okay. People always tell me this with my podcast, and by always I mean just now in this moment whenever I did a questionnaire, like one person said it, so I'm just gonna go ahead and make a blanketed statement that you and I love to make. Me and Sophia realize we both love to make unbacked, researched blanketed statements.
It's about everybody. It pertains to everyone.
Everything and everyone. Percentile 100. So everyone has been saying to me that I don't introduce my guest, and I just want to do like a little intro. So this is Sophia with an F. She has an absolute accolade. I always misuse words. She has what's the word? This girl has a historical amount of good things that she's done. You
true.
might recognize her from an iconic podcast duo, Call Her Daddy. You're now doing your own thing.
Sophia with an F.
Sophia with an F.
Do you want me to take it away?
I want you to. I was going to ask you to can you do the intro?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Sophia with an F, Franklyn with a Y. My podcast is called Sophia with an F, which in hindsight, I'm like, should I have called it that? Because sometimes people will be like, no, I wrote it down with an F. And I'm like, no, it's called Sophia with an F. And they're like, no, I wrote down Sophia, Sofia. And I'm like,
imagine someone asking you what your podcast is called, and I say, probably a podcast. And so then they write down a podcast. And I'm like, no, the whole thing is... So it's
are you
probably
sure?
a podcast. No, listen, I get it. We should have thought this through.
Yeah. We both just whatever came to our
We're
heads.
locked in the branding.
That's it. I was part of Call Her Daddy, but I've been podcasting for 5 years now, and
OG status.
Am I gonna refer to myself as an influencer? I would refer to myself as a podcaster first, though.
Let me tell you something. Nobody, other than people that really want to be an influencer, actual influencers don't like to call themselves influencers, I don't think. Like, I talk about this all the time. Like, if I'm in a cab and, like, the random sweet man cab driver is like, what do you do for a living? And I'll be like, marketing. Like, I don't know why.
I say entertainment.
Why? Oh, my God. So he's like, you're a stripper. Like, you're like, you might as well be like, I'm a dancer.
Which would make sense because I'm only taking cabs at like 2 a.m. and look like a stripper.
No, I get it. Like, you can call yourself an influencer, but we'll know you're, like, a cool one.
Yeah, thank you
You're, like,
so
only doing it
much.
when, like, you really, like, want to do it.
I was forced to say it, but
yeah.
An
influencer. Got it. Okay. I am so excited to introduce you guys to Rhoback. I've talked about it before, but I just cannot get enough because Rhoback recently launched a new women's line. Okay, now comfortable would be an understatement. If you like being comfortable, me personally, I have to have comfortability in my life while still looking cute. That's also important when you're out and about during the day. Then Rhoback is for you. Now, let me tell you about my favorite thing that they have, and that's their active dress. Now, it is made with their signature GTG technology, which allows you to keep your dress on when you are on the go and you gotta go. Get it? GTG.
GTG. Got to go. Okay, anyways, it is actually genius, but also so comfortable and so cute. I didn't even realize something that is this cute and functional could exist. All right, so anytime that I've been on a walk after a long day, on the weekends, maybe I want to play a little pickleball, whatever it is, I wear Rhoback in between their sunrise shorts, their Steffi skirt I'm obsessed with, and this active dress. You are set for everything that you need to do active, or if you're just strolling around and shopping on a weekend, like whatever you want, Rhoback is for you. And finally, Rhoback Swift crew necks and tempo hoodies are so freaking soft. It's unbelievable. It's like butter, okay? I don't know what they did, but I cannot take them off. Now, they pair really well with shorts, skirts, and even the dress for a comfortable yet cute look. I like throwing the hoodie over the dress. It's very cute, okay? So if you haven't already, it is now the time to try out some Rhoback. Use code PROBABLY on Rhoback.com for a generous 20% off your first order through the end of the week. That's spelled RHOBACK.com. That's 20% off all shorts, dresses, hoodies, and more with code PROBABLY. We are always comfortable when we are wearing Rhoback.
And what are you up to these days, Sophia with an F?
So I've turned my living room into a studio, and
It's really good.
I haven't really been dating. Honestly, I'm talking about my life is pre-post breakup, but
It's a really delicate time in people's lives, that post-breakup, like,
it is
time.
Thank you. And I'm 31.
Which is so crazy. Someone messaged me and was like, ask her what, which I do want to ask you this question. It was like a question about your 20s versus your 30s. And I was like, what the fuck do I look like asking some 26-year-old about her 30s? Like, she's going to be like, shut the fuck up, bitch. I'm not 30 yet. But I really thought you were like 26.
Okay, I thought you were 24.
I've had plastic surgery. Recently, I've undergone the knife.
I've had Botox, but like what? You've had the eyelid, which I'm very curious about.
I have had the eyelid surgery done. I actually had to let my Botox wear off because you have to get that eyelid surgery. It's basically, this is my podcast. Everyone's listened to my fucking eyelid surgery.
I already know.
I forgot I was not on yours anymore. And like, so what I had done is everyone's like,
I'll ask you
next.
that off air. What I've had done is Botox, but I'm thinking I really want to get filler under the eye, but I'm terrified.
Yeah, I did that and it really got fucked up.
It did.
Yeah. I did
so you
it.
wouldn't recommend?
I did it and it got fucked up, and then I had it dissolved, and then I did it again and it looked right. So like, you can't risk it. Like, you can't risk it for the biscuit. I had it dissolved and had it put back in and it looked fine, but now I think it's gone because that was years ago. And then I was like speaking with a plastic surgeon who was just like, filler, he gave all the right reasons. I like have it highlighted on my Instagram. I don't think I've ever talked about this on my podcast, so I'll tell you guys, like, filler underneath the eye is like, if it's hollow and you're trying to fill it, like, that's not always gonna work. Like, that's what the brain thinks, like, oh, it's like hollow, so I'll fill it. But like, realistically, it's not filling what needs to be done. It's actually just excess skin. So not to like push surgery on anyone, but if you actually truly have like huge bags under your eyes or huge hollowness, it's really rare that people actually have hollow eyes.
I know I do. You know who?
Then you might be a candidate for filler under your eyes. He said, my surgeon was like, it's super rare to need filler. You would have to have hollow eyes, and a lot of people that have bags under their eyes think filler will help it, but you're just adding more volume to your volume.
Right.
So you needed an underbleff.
Okay, that is why when
Lower
you
bluff.
talked about you had an upper bluff.
Yeah.
That is why when you said that, I was like, my ears perked up because I'm like, wait, I was looking into getting a bluff.
You wouldn't.
But I was like, not a.
What you could actually be, I mean, like, don't, like, you also look 26, so like, don't do anything. But but I think like you're what they're talking about, where if you actually have like.
My eyes are like very big, but they're in my head.
Sunken is the word they use. I don't think you have sunken eyes, but
my eyes are sunken into my skull.
you could possibly be a candidate for getting filler under your eyes, which is a lot easier than having a whole ass surgery. But if you're listening to this and you're like, I hate the bags under my eyes, you actually shouldn't get filler because that can do like more damage. I had it go bad.
I've basically heard like 60% filler under the eye bad, 40% good.
Yeah, and I'm 50-50. Like, it happened bad for me one time and then it happened great for me one time. So I think it's just like, you know, you gotta flip the coin.
But when you dissolved it, like, did it actually go away?
Yeah. It did, because she dissolved like all of it. And then she was like, you have to, she's so good. Like, honestly, she's fantastic. Indie Skin in Nashville. She was like, cannot put anything else there for weeks. Like we have to like let your eyes like heal / let's see if you know, there's this like trend right now on social media where girls are like, I got my lip filler dissolved. And I'm not, if you're thinking I'm talking about you, I'm not talking about you, but like there are random girls on TikTok, like random people that I follow that are like, I got my lip filler dissolved. And I'm like, but like, maybe some of it, but like there's
remnants.
I have a friend who I follow that like, I loved that she said this. She's like, I got my lip filler dissolved. And she's like, I'm sure there's still some in here.
Right.
And I'm like, thank you. Because like getting it dissolved, like you guys, these like med spa people aren't going in your lips. They aren't doing an MRI on your lips to see where the filler is still there or not there. Like you're getting it dissolved, sure. But like there is still sometimes up there. And there's just so many girls that are like, I got my lip filler dissolved. And I'm like, well, some of it. Like, you're like, some of it. Like, you got some of it dissolved.
Well, and that's why I asked you, because I feel like once you got filler, like, there's probably, and even you where you're like, no, all of it's gone. Like, there was
totally.
But she did an incredible job where it was most of it.
She even said, I think I got it all. Like, there's no way to know.
There's
like,
no way to know.
There's no way to know. It's crazy. It's like so crazy, the stuff we put in our faces. Not Botox, because I know that that's not like a physical substance, but like
I think it is.
No, I mean like it's like paralyzing our nerves.
Right.
Like it's like liquid that's paralyzing, which it really, if you get down to it, that's fucking scary too. But like shoot me up, doc. But like the filler itself is a physical substance like going into our faces. Like imagine whoever created us. Imagine him finding out that one day, him or her, probably a her, finding out that one day
Ariana Grande,
she said it. She created all of us. But like imagine one day like us all being like, we're actually gonna stick shit that lives inside our face. Like it's gonna stay there for a bit.
Is wild. Like the concept of Botox is wild.
We're paralyzing our muscles.
It's crazy, but
can't get enough.
And I will continue to do it, and I will just keep going deeper and further and go crazy.
The whole point was to me to say that I had to get all of mine dissolved before I got my eyelid surgery, because they have to see where your eyelids naturally fall.
Okay.
And now that my eyelids have my Botox has dissolved, I'm like, wait, I kind of look younger.
Wait.
Like I look back at videos where because I have no Botox right now, and I look back at photos and videos, I'm like, wait, I kind of was perpetually making myself look 40.
Wait, that is. Do you think it's just because you have a very youthful look and like you didn't really need the Botox, but you just got it?
I think I have actually kind of like old lady vibes about
but
like
you
my
don't.
Like I have fair skin. I have a spray tan right now. I have fair skin, which helps in like the like youthful department, like the freckles of it all, like I never put my face in the sun too much, so like that's kind of youthful. But honestly,
I thought that fair skin would do the opposite of the youthful.
No, it's like they say, well, if you take care of your fair skin, like I never got in the sun.
Oh, right. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that was a thing.
I never got in the sun because I say it all the time, there was no ROI for me. Like there was no return on investment. Like all my friends that tanned their whole lives, I stopped doing that when I was in middle school because I'm like, wait, I
don't
can't.
look hotter. I can't tan.
Like all of you guys are tanning and I'm like seeing nothing. So like I stayed out of the sun when a lot of my friends were like going to the tanning salon and like being in the sun. And so that just like set me up for a tiny bit of success, but like overall I'm still out here fighting for my life. So.
No, but I look like a different human being when I have a tan versus when I don't. Like I mutate.
Not Puerto Rican, sorry. You're
my mom's from Argentina.
You're Argentinian.
But also everyone from Argentina is like white. Like
okay.
But my dad's from Spain.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So like you are just innately olive toned, right? Like do you have a tan right now?
I do have a tan.
A fake tan?
No, a real one.
Right. Oh my god, I was like, who's your girl?
No,
gotta get a hold of her.
This is a real tan, but
where were you? Where have you been? What have you been up to?
Well, if you really...
Oh wait, I saw Hamptons.
Grenada? Oh, Hamptons. Okay. I went to Grenada, which is an island in the Caribbean.
I saw you there too.
Came home.
Did you go by yourself?
With my mom.
Okay.
My mom and I are like best friends.
Same.
I got a stomach virus when I got home.
That. Was it like traveler's diarrhea? One time I went to the emergency room and they were like, you have TD. And I was like, God, what is it, doc? And he's like, traveler's diarrhea. And I was like, fuck. Okay.
Well, no, it wasn't traveler's diarrhea because I was throwing up like an episode of Monsters Inside Me. Like, I couldn't even make it to the bathroom. It was very insane.
Thank God you were with your mom. Oh, wait, it was here.
No, yeah.
But she was here.
She was here.
Thank God.
My mom stays with me for like a month. Yes, I was in the Hamptons. But what I've been up to, I've just been like, my entire life, you're like,
her whole
okay,
life.
let's start from day one.
Let's go back to the beginning. There was a girl from Argentina who met a boy.
Right. But also I was born in Utah, so like anything that you're thinking of like, oh my God, the culture. I'm like, I grew up in the whitest
she's
state
literally
possible.
Mormon. Like Sophia with an F is Mormon.
I am Mormon, and I'm kind of like a Lisa Barlow because I'm also drinking, but
Obsessed.
I'm not Mormon.
I was gonna say, wait, are you Mormon?
Here's the fucked up thing. I was raised Mormon.
Oh, you were raised Mormon.
Jewish,
Got it.
Catholic.
By the way, that's like a lot of really intense things at once.
I feel guilty all the time.
They can't imagine that you would have stuck with even one.
When
you're throwing like Catholic, Judaism, and like Mormons, they're like, just try all three. You're like, how about I make a podcast about sucking dick? How about that?
Honestly, I think that's why I talk about sex so freely. Like, they pushed me to that point. You know what I mean?
It's nice that you have a healthy relationship with it, because I think I know Mormons, I know Catholics, I know Christians who like have been pushed so opposite that like I have friends who are dead ass like married to their husbands who have like severe intimate issues with sex because they were like brought up to be told that sex was like bad. Mm-hmm. And so actually she had like this like really fucked up like relationship with sex, and she thought when she got married finally it would be better. She's like, maybe when we're actually married it'll be better, because like my brain thinks like I have to be married to have sex, even though I've been having sex not married for a long time. And she was like, maybe my issues will go away. And then she got married and they were still like prevalent in her life, like, and that's
the
like
shame and like
the shame
guilt.
associated with like intense Christianity, like that vibe. So you know, it's like, I mean, that's a lot, Sophia.
It's a lot, and I'm not atheist, but I'm definitely not Jewish, Catholic, Mormon. I'm like figuring it out. You know what I mean? But
I think there's space for that. Like, we're so young. We're 30. We don't know what we want to do yet. It's just like, let us live.
Thank you so much. But I don't feel guilty or shameful if I have sex, but if I'm like masturbating, every once in a while I'll feel like after, I think it's probably only when I watch porn, I'll like feel kind of dirty bad about
That's
it.
a very normal thing.
You think so?
No, it's like a proven fact that it's really normal. Like a lot of people, like my fiance, he like did like this deep dive on porn, and he like actually doesn't watch porn anymore. And at first, like, and I've talked about this before, like I was the girl that was like, my man can watch porn, I'll watch porn with him, like love, obsessed. But like, if you really strip it down, and this is not judging, like if you listen to porn, I don't know if it's like listening to audio porn, like actually
that could be kind of,
I could get behind that actually. Innately, like watching other people having sex is not natural. Like if you really strip it down to what it is, like we are not actually like, not to say we aren't meant to, like I just mean like if you really strip it down, like watching other people have sex is like probably not what we're supposed to do. Like
it's voyeuristic and it's not natural.
Yeah, it's not I don't think it's natural. Like I just think we should just we should have our own sexual experiences, and that should be sex in our minds. Like, and I know we can't escape watching sex in movies, and we can't escape watching like sex scenes in shows and like fun stuff like that, and we know that's performative for the most part because we're not seeing like genitalia enter other shit like that. But like I really had a different outlook when James was explaining to me like why he doesn't watch porn anymore, and like why he's like so adamant that like it's addicting and like you feel so dirty afterwards. He's like, you get this like dopamine rush that you like try to find again and again and again, and the second you're done with it, you're like, ooh, I'm so grossed out. Like I used to watch porn and masturbate, and the literal second that I would orgasm, I'd be like, what is on my phone?
Yeah,
like,
and you're like, I gotta exit out, I gotta get rid of all
I
this
would
shit.
like clear my search history, I would clear it all, and I'd be like, who are these disgusting, like, and this is no shade towards like sex workers in the industry, like adult film stars, like you are doing great work, sweetie, like I love your work, like I was watching your work.
Yeah, I came to your work, I didn't orgasm to it, so
your
it's wonderful.
work, but like there's something about it that afterwards you're like, and I think it is just that feeling where you're like, this isn't me, I wasn't there, I feel like I was like watching something, I was like peeking through a window I shouldn't have been peeking through, and obviously logistically, they filmed it for us to watch, of course, but like
it feels like
innately I don't think we as humans like are really supposed to watch other people have their intimate moments. I think we're supposed to have our intimate moments and like create our fantasies from those moments, and like your imagination is really powerful. And James is like, from a man that used to like he didn't say he was like addicted to porn, but he was like, it was like my thing. Like if I need a dopamine rush, if I needed like a cup of coffee, I would just like watch porn and jack off. And he's like, it was like when you remove that for enough time, you realize there's something really sexy about your imagination. And like, obviously we were long distance for a while. So like we would send so many nudes. We would like write paragraphs of sexting.
And would you guys phone sex and like,
yes,
okay,
like we would like phone sex voice memo. Like we would send like long voice memos back and then he would send one back to me, which also is like a lot less pressure, which is nice. Cause like imagine someone,
voice memo sex.
yeah, like we would like, you don't feel like you have to respond right away. Like
that's
it was
so much, that's way better.
Yeah, it was really good. So like anyone that's long distance, voice memo, phone sex is great too. But like it was just, I don't know, like he's right. Like there's still ways to like have that like sexiness with your imagination that, yeah, I don't know. You can still live in a fantasy world that's not like.
That's watching straight up porn. Also,
Yeah.
I think even just the fact that it's something being manufactured for you to take in makes it a little bit less, it doesn't feel good. It's like, oh, so these people are like performing something and acting for me to have an orgasm. Like even that
Right.
is
I'm like,
are
they coming? I don't know. Like I don't like.
Yes.
Right. You're just and it I don't know. James, it's like one of the sexiest things about him, I think, because he doesn't watch it. And I really used to be like, if a girl would have told me like my boyfriend doesn't watch porn, doesn't want me to watch porn, I'd be like, oh my God, he should let you live your truth. Like fuck him. Like he should blah, 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 blah. But like there is something really sexy about. He really breaks it down to like the female, like the views of females. He's like, it sets an unrealistic standard for females' bodies and sex and vaginas. Like a lot of these like female adult porn stars have had like reconstructive surgery. Maybe not all of them. I'm sure a lot of you girls just have naturally pretty pussies. I'm sure, but like a lot of the times, like these girls have had
the hot dog in the bun.
Yeah,
they have the bun vaginas. It's like a slit.
It's like literally the most perfect, beautiful vagina. And maybe they really are just blessed, but it does still set this like odd, unrealistic standard for women. And he was like, it's not real. Like watching these girls like in the perfect lighting, in the perfect moment, arch their back with the like they're literally like stopping so they can like add like the perfect amount of like sheen to their body. Like
and the stuff they're saying and the way they're moaning is like
he's like, it's not real, and it's not real sex. So like he's like, you should like enjoy sex as it is really happening in real life. And like when you see that, then he's like, it does fuck with the male standard in your mind. It makes you think like, well then sex should be like that. And he was like, and it's just not, and that's okay because sex is like real. And I was like, wait, literally like not him being like a feminist, like I'm obsessed. Like no, I mean I just think it's nice.
I used to be the exact same way. Like of course you should watch porn and blah, blah, blah. And now I do have a little bit of a different take. Like my ex was the same way. He stopped watching porn.
Yeah.
And he was like, I feel just way more fulfilled if I have the actual sex with a human being.
Yeah. And listen, again, like to each their own. Like if someone's like, well, I'm not having sex, so I do want to like have that.
Me.
Like I do want to have that moment. That's fine. But like, might I suggest you like read like a really like dirty novel
Those
or like
are hotter to me.
No,
written porn will get you in a different.
I'm telling
level.
you, smut is such a great like it's such a gateway drug. Like it's so good. And then also like if you don't want to read, if you're like I'm not trying to read to get off, then like audiobooks. Like I listen to so much smut on audio. Like it's great. I just think I'm not trying to turn anyone away from porn. This is my own personal story. Like, if you, like, who knows, maybe years from now, I'll be like, I just want to dabble again. But, like, right now, I just really enjoy not, like, having it in our lives.
Also, I will watch porn here and there, but because I have been single for, like 3 months, I have used my imagination, and those orgasms are really fun.
Yeah. They're, like, way better. I feel like you have to work harder. They take longer. You're, like, accidentally edging yourself.
But it's kind of more fun. Well, accidentally edging yourself is fun as shit.
No, I'm like ADD, so I'm like, wait, what was I thinking about again? And then I'm like, oh, about to come. No, wait, what was I thinking about again? I'm like, it's really great.
Oh, that's real ADHD. I'm like, oh, edging. I'm like, that's hot.
Yeah, no, that's great. If you like can do that. That's just like, I'm just such an instant gratification kind of person that I'm like, well, why would I stop coming now when I could just come now?
Right. And you're like, fuck, I forgot. That's some real ADHD.
I know.
All right, summertime now, and I'm just traveling a lot, which I'm so thankful for. I'm so happy. We are just going to have the most fun and diabolical time, and I'll tell you all guys about it. But here's the thing. When I'm gearing up for my next trips, deciding what to pack is always so stressful because sometimes the clothes I have, like, they aren't fitting me right. They're worn out. I don't know. I just, like, get stressed. Just don't like it. So Then I discovered Quince, all right? And that's my go-to for high-quality vacation essentials because when you're on vacation, you're always trying to flex, you know what I mean? We just are. And I need these like moments, but I just am trying to be better about spending money. This is a finance podcast. And I want some essentials that I can wear time and time again on these trips to Europe or whatever. Like premium European linen dresses, okay? Blouses, shorts. Ready for this? $30. $30. I have seen these things, these exact same pieces on other websites for literally like hundreds of dollars. Quince has washable silk tops. You heard me. Silk and washable in the same sentence. Premium luggage options and so much more. And the best part, all Quince items are priced 50 to 80% less than the similar brands. So this is because they're partnering directly with top factories. Quince cuts out that middleman, okay? Passes all the savings on to us. And Quince only works with factories that are safe, ethical, responsible manufacturing practices and premium fabrics and finishes. And I just freaking love that. Like I'm going on a trip soon to Europe and I got some of their like cashmere sweaters. I love them. Love. They have like this like caramel, camel, whichever color that is. It's like beige. Okay. It's whatever a fancy word for beige is. That's what it is. And it's this gorgeous, amazing cashmere. And I loved it to tie around my little neck for my little European linen dresses. We've got these shorts. We've got these silk tops that again are washable. Like where have you ever heard of that? It's just amazing. The quality for the price point is unreal. And we don't need to be dropping all this dough on cashmere and silk when we're really not cashmere and silk ladies, but like we can be with Quince. We really can be. So pack your bags with high quality essentials from Quince. Go to quince.com/probably for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/probably to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/probably.
Do you take Adderall?
No, I mean like for fun sometimes, but I'm not prescribed. Like if my friend like has a Rogue One rolling around her purse, I'm like, let me get that,
Right.
and I'll like split it into fourths, and I'll like hold it, and then it'll be like a random.
Oh, you're like the I'm taking 5 milligrams.
Yes.
Low key placebo
No.
effect type of bitch.
And by the way, when I take 5, because I'll like my friend like gave me one that's like actually prescribed it, and I like broke it into fourths, and I like took one, and then like I like saved the other 3 pieces, and then it'll be like a random Tuesday, and I'm like, you know what I've got to do today? A lot of work. I think maybe I might
I might take 0.25
I might
milligrams.
take 5 milligrams of Adderall, but I'm telling you, when I take it, my friends are like, did you take an Adderall? And I'm like, no, why would you say that? I'm like, my mouth is like dry. I'm like, no, why would you say that? And they're like, bitch,
The dry
you're being
mouth.
so annoying.
The fact that happens to you off of 5 milligrams, I wish.
I'm
I
so
wish.
highly, like, my like trolls think that I'm on like 80 milligrams of Adderall a day, and I'm like, listen,
You do have very like
Adderall energy.
You have Adderall energy sober.
No, it's crazy. Like, I really cannot be prescribed that stuff. Like, whatever the one is for kids that actually have ADHD, like Ritalin,
Yeah.
or like maybe that one would be good. But then I think it would be that thing where it like takes away your personality, and I would just be like,
That does.
hi, how are you? And I don't think anyone would like, maybe people would like me, but I don't think so. I just like,
Babe, you don't need Adderall.
I think I'm just like,
Unless you're like trying to come to your imagination, like maybe Adderall could help you get to the
Right.
orgasm, but like besides that, I think you're good.
I would be too efficient. I'd be like, I came.
You would do it in 1.5 minutes, and where's the
I
fun in
came.
that?
Okay, what did I write down here? Like, this is so funny. I like was in the car right here, and I'm like, I'm gonna write notes. I'm like a fucking official, but I just thought to myself, I was like, we're gonna get here, and I just like no.
And we could just go off with no notes.
I think Sophia had like 85 more questions for me during our podcast, and I was like, wait, we just kept going on like the same 16 seconds things over and over and over.
And then when we stopped recording, we still did not shut the fuck up. I was
No.
in the bathroom going pee, and you're like, Sophia, and then you told me something. I'm like, I'm listening. Like, we did not stop.
Wait, she literally tried to go to the bathroom, and I was like, Sophia, and what, producer, is that your like head bitch in charge?
Yeah,
The
producer, assistant,
producer,
fucking
assistant,
choreographer.
HBIC over here. Her name is also Sophia. So, and assuming Sophia, right?
Yep,
Okay.
it's Sophia.
We have another Sophia here, and I was like telling her something, and I was like, actually, I'll just wait till Sophia gets out of the bathroom, and then Sophia's like, I'm listening. Like, Shannon, shut the fuck
I'm like,
up.
I'm here.
Shut the fuck up. Like, I
Yeah.
really can't. Okay, well, I did write some notes down just in case we like got to like a moment of pause, which I think is like in our wildest dreams. But
I think that was just us like taking a breath, which is crazy. Like a moment of pause, we were both breathing.
We're like-
Hit me with a question.
Okay, Okay, so I always do like a questionnaire with new guests, and obviously, I talked to Sophia about this before. Obviously, everyone's like, talking about CHD, talking about the drum. Like, I just feel like if you guys are interested in any facets of that, it's kind of like whenever I get a little perturbed whenever I go on someone's news podcast, and they're like, so, question, you were obviously fired from Very Cavallari, and I'm like, right, so I've been asked this question 500 times, and I don't mind answering the question. I'm not like, I don't want to like, you know, like avoid the question. I'm not afraid to talk about the question, but Jesus fucking Christ, like if you want to know the answer to the question, you can listen to 18 other podcasts. So I just feel like if you want to know like Sophia's side of that, I mean,
yes,
then that's fine. But I have some more like in-depth questions that kind of like relate to that, and obviously like I just like live to bring it back to myself a little bit here. So
so this is how I felt when the fallout happened. You're like, I was feeling really emotional.
So if you're wondering how I felt during the split between her podcast, personally for me, Shannon Ford, I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? I had I told you to, like, I had a podcast that separated with my best friend, and we had a really opposite thing. Like, we are still friends. Maybe there was like small, tiny, awkward moments for a second, but honestly, like, not really. And so that was a really cool, beautiful thing. But in a different sense, like, I was fired from my job on Very Cavallari, which is like my show job, and then I was fired from my actual job, which was like working social media for Kristen, and then I was also really good friends with Kristen, and I feel like all of it ended at once. And it's not like the rug was pulled out from underneath me, because I definitely was like, this is not me speaking for you, but like I was definitely the catalyst and the reason for mine ending. So like I should have seen it coming, but for some reason I didn't, and I was just like, what happened? And I kind of was left feeling like, ew, so like, what do I do now? Like with my podcast, like, do I start my new podcast? And my co-host was like extremely supportive. She's like, you should do your own thing. But I was like, I think I need time. And then with the Very Cavallari of it all, I was like, everyone's like, you should just do your own thing now. And I was like, wait, I think I need time. And so did you feel like you just immediately could hit the ground running? Like, what was your grieving process or like move on process? Was it like, hit the ground running, let's fucking start going? Or did you need a second to like pull away and like find yourself, like do some self-reflecting? What was your like route there?
So it's really interesting that you're asking this question. I think that I needed to take time out to like really process everything and heal from shit.
Yeah.
However, it wasn't that I was like, okay, let's hit the ground running and like, let's fucking go. It was like everyone around me, like agents and my new podcast like company, and all of those people were like, if you don't speak now, you will be forgotten about. Which in hindsight, I'm like, I launched my Sophia Enough like 2 months after everything happened. And so like in hindsight, I'm like, okay, I probably shouldn't have listened to that, but I'm also not going to put it on them. I think I used work and like launching the show as a coping mechanism,
as an escape. You're like, I'll just throw myself into work, and then that'll help me like get over it. Do you like think that worked for you, or you're like, I wish I would have taken more time? I like took probably around like 2.5, 3 months before I went back.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and again, mine wasn't a very tumultuous split.
Mine was major, big time.
Yeah,
not to undermine your.
No,
like,
listen.
Mine was actually a thing.
Yours was a big deal. Like, we're talking New York Times. We're talking, again, that's what I'm like, if you guys want to know about it, like, just literally type it into Google. But I feel like I took like 2 or 3 months, and I like needed that. When I came back, I was like fresh, new. Like, did you feel like you had like a cloud hanging over you? Did you feel like?
Totally.
I felt like, because we actually had a lot of success with our podcast from Jump Street, which was really incredible. Like, you guys were with Barstool, like you guys had so much and were so huge, and I had this like feeling where I was like, but what if my thing by myself doesn't do as good as that thing? And honestly, I'm gonna be completely honest, mine didn't do as good right off the bat. Like, me and my Mary Carlisle, she's still one of my really good friends. She's literally just at my bachelorette. We're very, very good friends, best friends.
Which is amazing.
A really wonderful, wonderful thing to have in my life. And she was really supportive of it. But to be completely honest, that first podcast with her, that first like couple episodes, that did better and rated better than whenever I did my own. But I had to finally tell myself, like, I just like can't, like, we can't compare the two. Like, it is a different thing, and it's going to have its own journey, its own like ride to the top or middle or bottom or whatever it is. Even if I'm like, fuck this, I quit, like whatever it is going to be my own path, and I can't keep comparing. But that was like hard for me to like not want that same like immediate success that I had. But you can't
100%.
recreate stuff like that.
You can't recreate it. And when I launched Sofia with an F, I remember the episode was #1 in the world.
Of course.
Right?
Of course. I
Everyone
remember.
wanted to hear my side. But
Right.
that's the other thing. I was completely silent during those months.
Right.
And it was like I had bars and like everyone saying their side of the story and I wasn't saying shit.
Yeah. There's power in that too. I mean, it's nice.
Yeah.
To withhold things. Me, I'm always like, put it behind a paywall. Hold out. Hold out until everyone wants to pay $2.99 for that shit.
Well, the thing is, I like wanted to speak out so badly, and again, I think I had like a publicist at that point, and she was like,
Of course you did.
Yeah. Actually, I'm like, I don't know if you saw the New York Times article. I'm kind of like going through something right now. Could you help?
Excuse me. Is there any chance you could just spare like a bit of time? Go through a bit of a crisis.
You're like, no shit, you had a publicist.
I was like, yeah.
It was fucking crazy, but she was like, let's just keep it quiet and you can tell your side on the first episode. So my whole point is the first episode premiered. It went #1 in the fucking world. I remember being in my mom's bathroom with someone who's still on the team. Her name's Kiana, and we were like jumping up and down celebrating, and I also had drugs sprawled out on my mom's countertop.
Obsessed.
And I forgot I left them there. And that's just like a little side memory.
That is such a fun side memory. The way that I'm on my period, and I was like, wait, Sophia, since we're at your home, do you have any like Tylenol? She was like, is that all you want?
I'm like not Percocet.
You don't want a
period
Percocet?
cramps? That's crazy.
A little period perky? You don't want a little period perky? And I was like, I could dabble, but I will just take 2 500 milligram Tylenol.
You were very responsible.
I am.
Now, I am always trying to do right by my body. It's not as easy as you think because like a lot of products out there just have harsh ingredients. So when it comes to my hair and scalp specifically, you guys know that I am on my hair journey. So with my hair and scalp health, I'm trying to find a product that actually works and made with clean ingredients. Like that sometimes feels like a trade-off. Like it's like you can't have one without the other. But with Vegamour, I get products that are made with clean ingredients and give me visibly healthier hair and scalp. Now, also with Vegamour, I'm able to see visibly thicker, fuller, shinier, longer hair without all the harsh ingredients. That's the key point, guys. Every cute pink little bottle of Vegamour products are 100% cruelty-free. They are never formulated with potentially harmful chemicals like parabens, hormones. I use this app called like, it's like this little app that you scan to see if products are clean, and Vegamour gets a shining review. Okay. So it like really is just a clean product. And I'm obsessed with a lot of things. Like for instance, they have these like value kits that you can get. I'm also down with like saving money. You know what I mean? So they've got this Grow, it's GRO, but it's pronounced like Grow, you know what I mean? And they've got like a revitalizing shampoo and conditioner. They've got this Grow serum. And what's even more amazing with these value kits, like the Grow Essentials kit, you get to try more than one amazing product at great savings, right? Because you're going to save money when you get these value kits. That's why it's called a value, you know? And when you sign up for a monthly subscription, you're going to save more. So you never have to run low on the products that you need to take care of your hair. There's nothing worse. And I feel like you never run out of your shampoo and conditioner at the same time. That's like so hard to do. So I love that it just shows up at my door on a subscription. I'm saving money and I'm never annoyed that I don't have what I want to use on my hair. Now, I will say the key is consistency. Okay. So in your routine for the most beautiful, healthy looking hair, I use Vegamour Grow, so their hair serum daily on my hair and scalp, and they are flourishing. All right. Fun fact, Vegamour actually sells 1 bottle of Grow serum every 15 seconds on their website. Like that's crazy. Like that's how you know this stuff is good. Okay. So if you guys want to give your hair the power of the little pink bottle with Vegamour for a limited time, Probably Podcast listeners will get 20% off their first order by going to vegamour.com/probably and use code probably at checkout. That's VEGAMOUR.com/probably. Code probably to save 20% on your first order. VEGAMOUR.com/probably. Code probably.
Do you like to, we don't have to talk about this or we can, do you like to take drugs? I just have tried every drug other than acid. I think I've tried every drug, some by accident. I haven't done black tar heroin.
I haven't done heroin. I almost did. I've tried a lot of drugs. I could see that
actually. I could see you being on the fence. And then something being like...
So it wasn't even on the fence, and this is going to sound crazier. This is when I was in high school or just graduated. I accidentally smoked crack. And I know that's...
No, Sophia, I accidentally did meth.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Oh my God. You are just like,
No,
I'm like,
literally,
are
I
we
said,
the
like,
same
do you feel
person?
seen? I also fully interrupted your like really like
No,
thought
that
out
just made me
thought
feel so
of-
much better.
Yeah, no, I accidentally did meth in Tulum. I also it should be on the record, which it has been several times on my podcast. Like, I could see the allure of meth. Like, I could see
It's Adderall, but better.
Everyone was like, "What was it like?" I was like, really fucking great," until it wasn't.
Like how much could you have gotten done when you were on meth?
Oh my god,
Like thesis, like
meth was extraordinarily fun for me personally until like I did want to go to sleep. And every other drug, there is a part of the day where you're like, I can now fall asleep. Not with meth. No, meth is like, no,
So-
we're not sleeping.
So crack is very similar.
Okay. Wait, how'd you smoke it by accident? I will say, I thought I was doing Molly for the first time, and I'd never done Molly. And then my friend, because I did me, I'm like, I'm so responsible. I like took a picture of it, didn't send it to anyone before I did it. I was just like, I'm going to take a picture of this so I have a photo of it. And I also took it from a
that's smart.
bathroom attendant in Tulum. So like,
Okay, and
you
I
think
love
they
that.
have your best interest,
I feel like bathroom attendants have to,
But
they
they-
must be looking out for you.
but they're not.
That's crazy.
And I agree. And I thought we had something, but they were like, obviously just trying to sell their drugs.
And just trying to make money.
And I was like, I've never done Molly. I want to do Molly. We're in Tulum. Blah, blah, blah. And then I did it. And then I like remember like sent all the pictures to my friends, and they were like, that is not Molly. And I was like, what? If
Is
you had to
it?
say,
But also-
do you think it is?
And they were, and then they let
And everyone was like,
after
I
you
don't know.
ingested it?
No, literally, everyone was like, by the way, we don't know. We have never done this substance before. Yeah, and then we just like all felt so crazy. Thank God I didn't do it alone. Like 4 people did it with me.
Oh my God.
And we felt, well, we had the time of our lives, and then we felt really fucking crazy. And then, I was the only one without like a real job. So I like went to the doctor and got a blood test and was like, hey, like I did drugs in Tulum, what I do? And he was like, let's see. Dealer's choice, let's see. And then like when the results came back, he's like, you did meth.
Also, though, the amount of times, and I don't take drugs like that. I actually did for the first time in a very long time. I took Molly at Coachella.
Yeah, that's fun though.
It wasn't for me for some reason. I used to like love Molly.
Did you take too much, do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I took too much in Ibiza, and it was definitely Molly, but I took way too much, and yeah, it was really, really bad. But then I did the right amount when I was in Ibiza another time, like I did the perfect amount, and I was like, oh my God, now I understand why everyone loves Molly. It's so fun. I love everyone.
Right. So I remember I took Molly at Coachella. It was the first night, and then it was like an hour had passed, and I was like, fuck this shit, give me more. And I remember my friend was like, but I really just think
That
you
was
should
my
wait longer.
problem.
And I'm like, what? It's been an hour. Give it to me.
And you know what? This is absolutely like, it does play, I hate to like bring up our bodies, but it does play a factor. Like, we're just little girls. Like,
We're tiny.
Like, why would something not hit after an hour? After an hour, I says to myself, I should feel this. So I get it. That hour mark is really like when you're asking for more. But the reason I succeeded in Ibiza the second time was because an hour passed. I didn't feel anything, and I was like, I should. And like someone like slapped my hand and was like, no. Wait. And I want to say 10 minutes after an hour, I was like, dude.
If I would have waited 10 minutes, I would have been perfect, having the best time.
There's nothing worse than waiting an hour, thinking you don't feel it, so you take more, and then 10 minutes later, you feel the first dose, and you're like, what have I done?
Right?
I just took more.
Because you're like, wait, so the first dose is hitting, so I'm about to feel this times
2.
100.
Yeah,
oh,
100%.
I'm fucked.
I'm fucked. Okay, so how did you accidentally smoke crack?
Yeah. So
Because
back
when
to
did
the
you think you were
crack.
smoking?
So I was like,
Back to the crack. Back to the crack.
I was doing coke, snorting coke.
But you don't smoke coke.
Well, now I know. So I thought I was really good friends with my hairdresser. And she would like do my extensions, and that would take like 9 hours a day. You know what I mean? You're sitting in the chair, like you get really close.
Yep.
And we were like doing blow, and she was like, I ran out.
But if you were doing blow, she should have done your hair in like 3 hours. Like,
so this is after she did my hair.
Got it.
But she did. I think she was charging me way more for my extensions to get drugs. But that's like a totally different. That's a
That's
story
a
for
different story, but
time.
I had like K-tip extensions for 11 years, and my mom ended up like learning how to do them on YouTube, and then she took like she did them herself. Like my mom's a travel agent, like she has like no credentials in hair at all, but like she was convinced, and I was too, and I still am kind of, that people that do those like really in-depth extensions, and I don't know about other methods, but I'm just talking about like those K-tip, like the little
What
like.
is K-tip?
K-tip is that one
The
where
glue?
they like it's basically glue, but it's like those tiny individual. They're like individual ones, like hundreds of individual ones that are like glued, and then they twist. They like
Right. I was
glue.
getting like the weaved in.
There's no way that takes 9 hours. Like my mom was convinced that people were saying it takes that long so that they could charge by the hour, so that they could make
Which
it.
they do.
Right. And she was like, I just feel like you could do this faster. And so then my mom was doing it like it would take her 3 hours to do it. And by the way, my mom was absolutely not doing cocaine. So just to put that on record, like she wasn't. So
That's
it's really
interesting.
I like sidebar. I like do think that hairstylists, and this is not to take away from the craft. I don't know what methods you guys are using, but certain people I do feel like push the envelope a little bit with the timing of it all.
Okay, well, this girl pushed the fucking envelope.
So 9 hours goes by, you
like
get close.
9 hours. No, it does not take 9 hours. And also, we're not like bleaching my hair. Like, it was just like 3 rows of extensions for 9 hours, which I'm sure that shit is hard as fuck. But, so we're like doing blow, and she's like, you know what? I barely have any left. Let's smoke it because it will like last longer.
Oh!
And I was like, that's a thing.
I literally would have believed someone too. I would have literally been like, wait, okay.
I'm like, why have I never? And
I
how
would
does
have
it
literally been
work?
like, okay, no one's ever told me this. Like, thank you for telling me.
I'm like, that's so
Smart.
hello. I could have been smoking it this whole time.
Why aren't we smoking it?
So,
Fuck.
she brings out this aluminum foil, and looking
I
back,
might have been the spoon or aluminum foil comes out. I might have been out. I might have been like, this seems like a movie I saw.
I mean, I thought it was the whatever white substance on the table. We just put it on aluminum foil. You know,
Right,
like
got
I'm
it.
thinking it's. In hindsight, she did say something about like baking soda, but I was like, okay, whatever.
Baking
she was
soda,
like, that
I
just
got
makes
baking
it so you
soda.
can smoke it. And I'm like, it's what I've been doing. And she goes, I'm gonna light like a lighter under the aluminum foil, and you're gonna follow the trail of smoke with a straw and try to suck it up, and you have to like follow it while it goes down the aluminum foil.
You're like, perfect. Now there's a task involved. Like, this is a game.
Right. And I'm like, oh my God, this is like so fun. This is great. So follow the smoke and inhale the smoke while it travels down. And within 7 minutes, I'm like, Coke can be this good.
You're like, I should have always been smoking
I'm
my
like, I will only ingest Coke like this for the rest of my life.
I think now I am a crackhead.
Yeah, and then of course I was like, can we do that again? And can we do it again?
Obviously.
And it was an all-day thing. And then similar to your experience, it wasn't that I wanted to go to bed. It was when she finally was like, I literally have no more left. And we already had dudes come bring more. So what I do have is this that will calm you down. It was another tinfoil sheet. And I'm like,
Sophia.
wait, there's a lot of tinfoil. Like, and we're not baking.
Sophia.
Like, what is, and then she said
This
it's
is
heroin. And I drawed the line. And I was like,
That's when she became honest. She said, this is heroin. Wait, also not this hairstylist absolutely getting you like almost hooked on drugs. Like, not her literally almost being, not extensions being the gateway to like homelessness.
Right?
Like, has someone done a study on women getting extensions leading to like drugs and homelessness?
And drug use. I think there's got to be something there. It's correlated in some way. So
we'll do a study. I'm sure
We
like
will.
Boston University has done a study on hair extensions correlating with drug use.
Yeah.
And rehab.
It's like
If you can afford weave, you might be able to afford rehab.
well, and you can afford drugs, and that's how they take advantage, because they're like, you can spend $2,000 on extensions, so I'm gonna actually charge you $300
Oh my
instead
God,
of
you're getting
$100
upsold on the
for this
fucking
blow.
Coke. Okay,
Yeah.
wow. This is
It's smart.
This is a really slippery slope. And
It's
look at us now.
business.
Now we're just drinking white wine and having cheese boards talking about this. That's crazy.
That was a very long time ago. I said no to the heroin. I just want everyone to know that.
That's great.
You know what I mean?
Every time I try to tell the story on Instagram like deletes it.
Same.
Every time I'm like, I accidentally did meth, they're like, you have been removed for your shadow banned.
It's
And I'm
like,
like, I'm just
why
trying to share my truth.
Thank you. Instagram, like I accidentally did crack, but
I'm trying to tell people this so that they don't accidentally get hair extensions and smoke crack.
Thank you. So here's the thing about smoking crack. If you ever
One
find
more
yourself
thing.
in that situation, I went to the gas station finally after, and I was like coming down off of it, and the level of depression
Oh, I can't imagine.
was something I don't think I've experienced since then.
The day after accidentally doing meth, thank God we had like 4 people and we were 2 couples. So like, thank God we were all together. But all of us were like, we're exponentially sad.
Like
we
I
were
was so depressed and like beyond. So don't recommend crack.
No, guys. By the way, this is a podcast sponsored by Dare. We absolutely do not think that you guys should do crack, meth, heroin, or
Any illegal
accidentally doing coke with your hairstylist. Like, don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't.
All right. People do say that I talk really fast and you talk really slow, but I feel like since we've been podcasting, you've kind of been like matching my freak.
I talk extremely slow. But when I'm around you, and in general, people that talk very quickly, you talk very quickly, I'll kind of like match that rhythm.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm doing it right now.
No.
Just kidding, I smoke crack.
No, just kidding. We both had crack before this. No, I feel like you genuinely have been like, I was like waiting because I obviously consume your content, but I guess I'm just like actually interested in what you're saying, so I just like kind of bypass maybe if you're talking slow, but like not everyone. There I go with those blanketed statements. Like a couple people were like, she talks so slow and she talks so fast. What's this podcast gonna be like? And I'm like, I feel like you've just been again matching my freak. Keep it up.
I'm really interested to like listen back to it. Also, when I podcast, like I get very super analytic about what the fuck is about to come out of my mouth, which I think slows me down.
But that's a good way to be.
Do you just speak? You're like, whatever.
That's my problem, Sophia. This is why, that's my problem. I'm really good at long form, but you know what? It's really frustrating for me because I talk so fast. I feel like the amount of words I'm giving per minute is really like, I try, I have ads in this podcast. I don't have like rules. I don't have to have a podcast that's an hour long, but like, I like to have an hour long podcast. That's nice. 45 minutes. That's nice. But like, it's really not fair to me because I speak so fast that I've already given you 2 hours worth of fucking content. Like, why do I have to make this longer? You know what I mean? Like, what, you guys slow it down. Like, put my fucking voice in 0.5 and then it'll be an hour.
Me doing a podcast for an hour is you talking for 30 minutes.
I agree.
Like, and I stand by that. But I'm going to speed up my speech. Okay. I'm just going to like picture you and I'm going to like go.
No, live your truth. Speak slow if you need to speak slow. I try to speak slower. When I do my live shows, I try to speak slower.
Oh, and that's probably been like difficult.
Because it's been difficult, but like one, jokes are funnier when you like talk slower and give people a chance to like react to them. And then 2, I'm like, what the fuck do I look like writing fucking 4 hours worth of content and sitting up here speaking for an hour? Like, that's crazy. Like, I'm not giving you guys all this shit for fucking 1 hour. Like, that's crazy. So I'm like, I try to be better and talk slower, but
then also when you're up there, you don't want to be consciously of all the things you have to worry about. You don't want to be like, oh, and also
speed.
Like, let's talk slower.
I know. It's like the last thing on my mind.
Right.
But like everyone in my life is like, if you could just talk a little bit slower. And I'm like, right, I will try to do that. Okay, I want to end this podcast because I just realized we've been talking for a fucking hour, which means I've been talking for fucking 4 hours, which is so annoying.
And I've been talking for 1.5.
So you've literally been talking for 15 minutes. Okay, I want to end this with a question that someone said. Someone said, how do you stop spiraling when you have thoughts of your ex? Like, for me personally, my answer is that, like, I just have to, like, remove, like, I have to, like, not look at them, not think of them. Like, I have to just, like, take it out of my life. And then that's the only way I can stop spiraling. What's your way?
It's really hard to do. I feel like I go down spirals when I'm feeling lonely, when I'm drunk, or hungover. Being hungover is that's when you'll really
couldn't agree
spiral.
more. I want to be cuddled so bad when I'm hungover.
Like, it's the craziest shit. But I think there's all of these like elements and situations that make you spiral. The way I deal with it is I have to go through the idea and the result of getting back together with them.
So good. Yeah, think of the long game. Like, don't.
I'm like, okay, I'm gonna text him.
He's gonna say this.
He's gonna say, oh my God, and then we're gonna end up seeing each other, and then we're gonna fuck, and then we'll probably just be back in the relationship.
And then what happens?
And then
and then are you happy?
No, and then 2 weeks from then, I'm gonna be like, oh shit, I have to break up with them again, and this fucking sucks.
Okay.
So just go through the whole picture.
That's really good. That's really good advice. So go through your end result and see if you like the end result.
Yep.
Okay. Well, guys, I'm absolutely going to have Sofia with an F that stands for phenomenal back on this podcast because it's been fucking nominal. Thank you for having me here in your apartment.
Thank you so much.
Love
this
you
was
so much.
fucking fun.
So easy. Oh, I love an easy podcast.
Just easy breezy. And I'm like, guys, I also talk about more than just crack on Sofia the F. I'm like, that took up a chunk of time, but this was so fun.
I talk about so many things, and drugs is such a small portion of that, but for some reason we really decided
just went off.
We really decided we're going in. I did a lot of like accidental deep dives on her episode that we did together too. So like she was like, yeah, what's the deal with Olivia Culpo's dress? And I'm like, like she was like, oh, okay, like I really didn't mean for it to go there. So
you had a lot to say about the Olivia Culpo thing.
We're just like deep dive queens. So listen to her podcast with me, listen to this podcast with her. You already are, but find her on socials at
Sofia with an F, Franklyn with a Y. On TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube.
But
everywhere.
that's not the whole username. The username's just.
What do you mean? It's my first and last name. Are we talking about socials?
We are, but like sorry. Now I'm confused because like your podcast name is Sofia with an F.
Yes, so that is a little bit confusing. Also, what's the name of yours? Like you barely have a podcast? I'm totally joking.
But what's the name of yours? Barely a podcast? Like, oh, by the way, yes. By the way, that's correct branding. Barely a podcast.
We were wild coming up with those names. So the podcast is Sofia with an F.
And on Instagram, you are Sofia Franklyn.
Yes. On Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, it's Sofia Franklyn.
But it's spelled with an F for Sofia and with a Y for Franklyn.
My parents fucked me, so yeah.
With the Sofia, kind of, but Franklin's not on them.
Really?
They didn't spell their last name.
But like, I mean, why did it's like generational trauma that I'm dealing with, the Franklyn with a Y.
They might be dealing with it too.
Also, having brown eyes is generational trauma for me as well, but I'm
Dad, you'd be too powerful, Sofia.
I
okay.
know, thank you.
Love you so much. Thanks for listening, guys. Love ya.
Bye.